So, welcome everybody. And today's coaching clinic, or this month's coaching clinic, is respecting the season you're in. And I was really inspired to offer this subject after speaking to a number of people who were kind of striving and efforting and pushing and forcing, not realizing that the season they were in was not really about doing what they thought they should be doing. So today I just want to offer this subject and see what arises. As always, I will speak from the deepest place I can, and I will listen from the deepest place I can. I won't always get it right, and you may have to bear with me as I listen for direction and guidance, okay? And to help us all with that listening piece, I just love to always open these sessions with a gentle, guided meditation. So whatever you're doing right now, if you want to switch that off, or if there's a door you need to close, or if you are okay to mute your lines, that would be helpful too. And we will just go into this guided meditation that will support us in listening deeply today and also in respecting the season that we are personally in, because it'll be different for each of us. So join with me as we close our eyes and just begin to take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and out. In through the nose and out. In through the nose and out. Feeling the body begin to sink into the chair or the sofa or the bed, and becoming present to this meditation, to this clinic, to this sharing today. Placing your 2 feet on the ground if you are sitting, just imagine roots coming from your feet, down through the ground, down into the underground, right down to that rock at the bottom of the earth. Wrap those roots around that rock. This rock emanates golden light, the light of our true nature. See that light traveling now from the rock up through the roots, through the underground, through the ground, up through the floorboards and into your feet. Let this light support you, ground you, and heal you if there's any areas of the body that need particular attention now. See the light moving through the soles of the feet and into the ankles and up through the shins, the back of the calves, the kneecaps, up through the thighs, right up through the back to the back of the spine, traveling all the way up through the spine to the top of the head, and all the way up through the front of the body, from the thighs into the hips and all the way through the front torso, up through the throat and up to the top of the head until the light meets each other. Now see this golden light moving down through the left side of the head, down through the left shoulder and out through the left arm and fingertips, and through the right side of the head and down through the right shoulders and down and out through the right arm and out through the right fingers until your entire body is enveloped in this beautiful elixir of healing golden light. Bathe in that now. And in your mind's eye, now see a golden path ahead of you. Step up onto that path and begin to walk along the path gently and easily. Notice your surroundings. And up ahead is a body of water. Allow yourself to walk there now. As you reach the body of water, there's a bench. Let yourself go to the bench so you're facing the body of water. And just notice this beautiful sunlight beaming down upon you as you sit in this golden elixir of light. Setting an intention to connect with your higher self or your inner being or your spiritual team or just your own wisdom. Set that intention now that you would hear what you need to hear and know what you need to know that would move you forward in your life as we go about this call. Then placing your hand on your heart, ask this part of you, this all-knowing side of you, what is the season I'm in right now? Trust what you hear or what you know. And if you haven't received an answer, just mentally ask that it would become clear to you as you sleep tonight and wake up in the morning with crystal clarity. Thank this guidance. And now gently see yourself rising from the bench and walking around the body of water back onto the golden path and moving along that path as the sun is still beaming upon you. Notice yourself just walking down a couple of steps, down and down until you're back into this moment, this body, this physical realm. Feel the weight of your body without judgment on the chair or wherever you are. Begin to gently move your fingers and your toes. And see roots once more coming from your feet, down through the ground, down into the underground, right down to that rock at the bottom of the earth. Wrap those roots around that rock. Feel yourself centered, grounded, and ready to receive all that is available for you now. Taking your time, you can open your eyes and come back into this moment. So, knowing the season we're in, hopefully some of you got a little bit of an inkling there about the season you're currently in. And the reason it's helpful to know that is because it allows for us to know when to be in action with what we've got and know when to wait well with what we've got. I have seen over and over again that when we're trying to do something and it's not the appointed time, we are really going against the current of life. We might really, really, really want to get something going. We might even be desperate about something happening. That doesn't mean that it's the season for that. When it is the season for your idea or for your move or for your romance, there's no stopping it. There's no efforting around it. It is just an incredibly swift flow of events. And it has somewhat surprised me the number of times I've been speaking to people lately where they're just going full steam ahead, not paying attention to any level of guidance. I have a friend who has moved here. We made friends recently, highly successful TV anchor in the USA, has decided to give it all up and move to Puglia. And we were sitting having a drink the other night, and what she's currently up against is building a home here in a foreign country and navigating the details of that and handling the administration of that. And yet, what I heard, even in her admittance of the level of stress she's under, what I heard was, and I need to be getting around to writing my book, and I need to be getting around to doing this book, and I've got another book that I need to do. Now, we're not coaching together, so I'm not going to say anything. But I'm recognizing that innocently, she's not respecting the season she's in, a season of major change in her life, a season of building a home, a season that is what we might call a big transition. Instead, she's kind of innocently taken her American way of being with her. Right, what's next? Right, we got to get on with this now. Right, I should be getting down to this. Never mind this number of things that are taking up my time to build a house. And meanwhile, she's experiencing all sorts of physical symptoms that we would kind of pay attention to as maybe indicators of being under stress, right? How innocent is that? That rather than being in the season of change, recognizing how much we're really having to navigate right now, we would be jumping ahead to what else we need to get done. Now, I've no doubt she will go on to write that book, and like her career that precedes her, it'll be a huge success. But see, what she may not see is that if she were to pay attention to the appointed time to sit down and write that book, she would write it effortlessly and gracefully, and it would probably get published really easily. And she would not be in conflict with building a house, having this move occur, maintaining her relationship, which is long distance right now. So there's an innocent thing in us humans where, like, we just think we should be doing more and getting on with it when the season we're in is usually filled to capacity with what we're already doing. I had another client call this week where this lovely woman had just navigated the death of a family member and was kind of still trying to launch her coaching ideas in the world. But with a lot of resistance and a lot of efforting. And her body got really sick. And in that time of rest where it was kind of enforced, she had a clarity that she needed to stop everything she thought she was about to do. Sometimes that's the only way people will get in connection with their own guidance, is that life will somewhat force them into bed or force them into not being at their best, let's say, so that they can hear. And so she heard, stop. And she retracted from what she was going to do. And then she got on a call with me, even though she had that guidance. She got on a call with me this week, and she was really keen to discuss her next business offers and her next launch. And it was so clear to me that she'd had the guidance to stop. So the season she was in was stop. She wasn't respecting that. Yeah, but if I stop now, like what's going to happen a month or 2 months from now? What about the money? What about this? What about that? And again, just asking her, well, is the money needed right now? Like, do you need it this week? Do you need it? No, none of that was necessary right now. But she just wasn't trusting what she'd heard. And what I had to remind her, which I hope is a reminder for everyone here, is that when you respect the season you're in, instead of pushing full steam ahead, you're not going to be left floundering. You're not going to be left with no guidance in due course. I have every certainty that just like before in that woman's life, what's coming next is clarity on what to offer her audience. And it won't come from, I need to make money, I better offer something now. It'll come from what's alive in her in that season. What is fresh for her in that season? What is her inspiration now? But if she were to go and launch and push it out there and try and get it done from a season where she is being asked to stop, my guess is that she would find herself burnt out and exhausted in no time with very little results to show for it. The work we are doing in the world, friends, requires seasons of stop. We can't be on all the time. We can't be churning out ideas all the time. The level of well-being we are living in is key to energetically being open for business in such a way that clients are reaching out to us, or people are connecting with us, or people are looking for us. And so knowing the season you're in can greatly help with the success of any offer you put out, can greatly help with a life well lived. Rather than just being on autopilot where you just got to keep going because it looks like you might run out. So I don't know what you're hearing in this, but I'd love to open it up and just get a flavor of where you're at, what season you're in, what help you might like from this coaching clinic today. And just keeping in mind that you can trust what you hear and it's safe to also stop. Elaine, great to see you. Start us off.
Yeah, well, it's so well timed because the last 7 months I've been dealing with placing my parents, and they live 4 hours away. So I've been driving back and forth every weekend, plus the other commitment I have, and I've neglected my coaching business in some ways. Like I've continued to take care of the existing client, but I've been very neglectful. I stopped the LinkedIn at times. I've like all the marketing stuff I do. And I keep hearing like somehow something will take care of me when I have the mental bandwidth to do this. But even with saying that to myself, I kept like harping on myself. And so I can understand your client. I can certainly have a lot of empathy for that particular client because it's really hard to believe at some level. And but it's doable. But it's a constant reminder that not you have to believe, but trusting that life has something in store for you, even if you have no idea what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is all I would like to offer.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and it's beyond belief here. I love that you brought that word up because what we're really looking at here is all of us are getting guidance each time. And we want to it's not so much believing in the guidance as it is just listening deeply. Where am I going to listen from? Am I going to listen from that space of true knowing, or am I going to listen from that space of insecurity? And so, love what you said there, Elaine, about, just that feeling in you that, it's all going to be okay. And there is something else in store, you know? And we can notice, friends, when we've been in a season of looking after others, then it kind of is followed by a season of needing to draw the attention back towards looking after self with a capital S. It's a kind of essential selfishness. It's essential because probably no other job in the world requires you to be in a deep level of well-being, fueled up, filled up, replenished. You can go to corporate and you can check in 9 to 5. It doesn't matter how you feel. You're still going to get paid. In our line of work, you need to be clocking in in terms of how you feel. Feeling well, feeling rested, feeling fueled up. And so when we've been in a season of giving to others, sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to replenish. And as we replenish, luckily, because of the grounding most of us have here, it doesn't take us long to replenish. But as we replenish, we become energetically open for business. We become energetically available for the romance. We become energetically wide open for opportunity. Now, you don't always have to be in this wonderful feeling of well-being to get what you want. But you do just want to respect the season you're in. And trusting that life knows what you need, who you need, and when you need them. Just trusting that. Not believing, just trusting the feeling of that. Like, we're in the business of well-being, remember, most of us, right? The demand for that is high. We're not dealing drugs. We're dealing something really, really powerful and helpful and healthy for humans. So it's not like life's not going to use us, not going to find a way to make use of this incredible medicine that we have. It's not like life's not hearing your desires, but it's really knowing that season and trusting that life's got your back about this. The last person I want to trust in any room is myself, because the noise in my head isn't always trustworthy. Barbara, lovely to see you.
Hi, Grace.
Hi,
Can you
sweetie.
hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just raised my hand because it felt like you were talking about me, really, just there with your client. Because my mother passed away, and I was not able to see her because I still don't have my green card.
Mhm.
I didn't want to cry, really,
Okay. Yeah.
but and so I still didn't launch any of my coaching business, and so I don't know. I normally I feel quite okay or well, or I do so much to feel good, but um, somehow I don't know. Every time I try to sit down and maybe write something, whatever, for my website or so, it's just always this block. But it's now 3.5 years that I still don't have that green card, and sorry, I didn't really want to come on like that,
No need to
but
apologize.
I really sometimes I think I don't even understand the three principles, because it feels like, yeah, I don't know. I'm really at this kind of, I don't really know where I'm standing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm surprised that it's like that now. But um, yeah, it's so strange. I mean, I can't bring myself to a level where I just think, yeah, God has it all covered. I'm okay. We still have enough money for some time, for a little while. But how long do I trust, or when is it kind of a nudge where I think, oh, I have kind of a nice idea to write something down, but it's just so scattered and not really a flow or something where I see, okay, yes, this is how I present myself, or this is how I would like to offer myself as a coach or so, or it's still all in this total blur and limbo, and so is it because I'm judging it as such that it stays that way, or where I don't even know on what level I have to let go, it's really kind of strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so with my mother, that was so um, it was not foreseeable. It was just within 2 weeks she suddenly was very ill and she passed away. So I was always thinking, by April I finally will have my green card. I will be able to see her for her birthday. But in March she passed away. So it was just this total. And then I had to deal with family affairs, like all this childhood stuff got stirred up. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. So I know that season, I know where I'm in, but at the other hand, yeah, I don't know. It's really quite, um,
Yeah.
yeah, complex, I guess would be the word.
Well, I'm really, really sorry to hear about your mum, Barbara, and I'm even sorrier that you couldn't be there.
Mhm.
That's a lot. That's a lot to navigate. And when you did the meditation with us earlier, did you do that
Mhm.
meditation?
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
Were you able to get a sense of the season you're currently in?
Yeah, not really. That's the thing. I feel like on a certain level, I am really ready to finally get out and be a coach. I mean, I've prepared myself, and I feel on a certain level, yes, I'm really available. But and so I don't understand why the circumstances are staying the same, or even now getting more. We're even more heavy now with my mother. Now I've dealt with that quite well, actually. I feel not really totally bad about it, but so yeah, I'm yeah, I didn't get any concrete like hint or answers.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad you're able to navigate the loss a little more gently,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
your grounding will certainly help you there.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And what I keep hearing in you is the desire to coach and the desire to be of service.
Mhm,
We want to trust that.
mhm,
Like, the mind will start judging the timeline, looking at what we're not doing, considering if we need to do something else.
mhm,
All the while, the juice is in, I want to be a coach. That's not going away. It's a matter of time. I want to
mhm,
be a coach. This is what I want to do. And as our personal mind quietens down a little bit about how it's not working out so far,
mhm, yeah.
as our personal mind quietens down a little bit, we often receive a direction,
Mhm,
or we receive an invitation, right? Like, someone in our local community suddenly wants to talk to us about coaching,
mhm,
right? Or someone in our local circle decides that they want to know more about how what we do. So, like, I want to invite you, Barbara, to see that there's a lot of power in your desire to coach, even though it's not playing out the way you would expect it to be playing out by now.
Mm.
And unless you're coming to me a decade from now to say you still have no coaching business, I'm not worried about you not becoming a coach,
Yeah.
right? Like, I understand you're still navigating the green card situation.
Mm.
In some ways, I know from our masterminding program that that has in some ways been a bit of an obstacle to you being
Yeah.
able to fully embrace your career there as a coach,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? If I had known what was coming, especially during all of my frustration of not doing anything and nothing happening,
Mhm.
I would have enjoyed my spacious time a lot more.
Mhm.
Your appointed time is coming. You're navigating a transition and a loss. The desire to coach is not going away. Trust that.
Yeah.
There is a reason that sometimes we don't have a bunch of clients going on.
Mhm.
Like, life knows what it's doing with you.
Right. Yeah.
Now, here's some good news, which you may or may not believe in, but from the place your mother now stands,
Mhm.
she's got a lot more interest and availability and possibility in your green card getting hurried up and your coaching business getting going.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
You now have someone on your team that is deeply interested in your well-being, deeply interested in your happiness, hugely connected to moving things around. I
Mhm.
remember when Francesco died during COVID and my passport had run out. I know it's a slightly different situation, but because Brexit had occurred in England,
I
everybody
see.
decided they wanted to be Irish, right?
Mm.
So they were all applying for Irish passports. So I get onto the system and I see written very clearly that the queue is going to be a minimum of 6 months before, I would get a response for my passport. And I was thinking, oh God, like I just want to go home. That's ridiculous. I haven't been home in months and now I can't get home. And then I just realized, hold on a minute. It doesn't matter what it says on the system. We have access to A, the miracle, and B, the spiritual network that shifts the system around a bit. And
Mm.
so I did what I could only do at that time. And I simply said, okay, come on, get that passport to me. I need to get home. I know you're deeply interested in my well-being. Please,
Yeah.
can you make it happen? Collapse the timeline for me. Thank you. And then I just went about my life. Well, 2 weeks later, not 6 months later, not 2 months later, my mother called me to say, I can't believe it. You have managed to get a passport in 2 weeks, in the space of 2 weeks. And I had. Now, we could read all sorts of different things into that, but what I read into that is it's kind of helpful to not keep looking at what the system says.
Yeah.
to allow this incredible energy behind life, including your own gorgeous mother's interest, to support you in what's next. Are you open to that possibility?
Yeah, yeah, that actually really sounds quite good to me. Like, yeah, like yeah, it's quite beautiful. It's actually good support, and yeah, I
Yeah.
think in that sense, I also would like to have a little bit more connection or practice, or I guess to put my focus more on that support. Really, that would definitely be very beneficial. I know, I notice, I know. Mm.
Yeah. Because, you know, you've been trying the last couple of years.
Mhm.
So, and your desire's not going away,
Right.
which is a good thing.
Mhm.
But now you can kind of take a back seat on the trying and let life lead you, let your mother guide you, let the system make a decision for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everything else that I'm hearing is kind of habits of thought about where you should be by now, how it should look by now, what should be happening by now.
Mhm.
And yet I'm hearing, wow, Barbara has space. Barbara is in exploration. Barbara has time to heal from this loss. Barbara still wants to be a coach and knows what she's about. Barbara's mind is probably pretty churned up at the moment. And so things aren't going to be looking quite as effortless as they could be.
Mhm.
So I invite you to take this time to know that your desire to be a coach is enough. And how that comes about will become clearer and clearer. And especially now that you have the support of someone who is so highly and deeply interested in your well-being.
Yeah.
Is that helpful for the moment?
That's very helpful. Thank you, Grace. Yeah, that is definitely very helpful. Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Like, yeah. Like it's really not, friends, about the externals changing. We can get really impatient with what's occurring. But even that impatience is an indicator that our mind is going faster and busier than we realize.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
But like, it's not an indicator that this is never going to work for you, Barbara, because, 3 years in, it's not happening. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what this indicates.
Mhm.
You were saying to me, I have no desire to be a coach anymore. Well, that might have an impact on whether or not you become a coach.
Mhm.
Um, Wait well, darling. It's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Mm.
You're welcome.
I
Thank you
will.
for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Sending my love and condolences.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else today? Want question, comment, share?
Hello, Grace.
Hey, Charlene, come on.
In terms of seasons, it's been really interesting because on the one hand, I have really let go of a lot of outcomes, especially where my business is concerned. I just stopped trying to make things happen. I stopped focusing on my results. And as a result, you know, my business started to really flourish, and it continues to.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm finding difficult is it feels like I'm losing so many things.
Can you be
Like
specific?
at the same time, like my dad's had a pretty rough diagnosis recently about his health.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friendships that have come into question. Relationship with my sister that's pretty much come to a close. And it's all happening around the same time. And so, on the one hand, I'm very relaxed and laid back and open when it comes to my business, but it just feels like every day there's new news.
Mm.
And I'm struggling to find my footing, and perhaps not being able to find my footing is all part of it.
Mm.
And I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that, if you had any.
Well, what comes to mind, Charlene, is what usually helps you find your footing?
I'm not really sure. I've never experienced this level of kind of life earthquake, as it were, before, where things are just shifting and collapsing. You know, we're in the month of May. It's been like over the past 6 months. It feels like either every day or every week, something else happens. And I'm trying to, I guess my footing is to not make it about me or my worth or doing something wrong or.
Yeah, good. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of guidance in that. Like Sydney Banks said, life is a contact sport. You know, like we're going to get our knocks, but whether or not we make that personal is optional. And so I hear you navigating, I hear you navigating life, and the wisdom in not making it personal will be really helpful for you. Like, if you imagine that we keep our attention on everything that's going wrong and we start making that about us, or we start making that about a horrible future ahead of us, well, we've just added an extra layer of suffering. See, life can be having its challenges and having its way with us. But we can be in the experience of kind of just moving with that or through that without giving it more meaning. It's like when Francesco passed, I would like be in the grief, but then I would add so many extra layers of suffering to my grief. Like oh, but you did this wrong. Oh, and remember when you said that? And like I would have regrets. And I started to realize that the feeling of regret was me using my memory to hurt myself, me adding an extra layer of suffering to my grief. And it stopped making sense to me to do that. It stopped looking healthy. It didn't take away from the fact that life sent me this challenge, or I was experiencing this contact sport with life. But there was such relief in not making it personal. You know, like the other thing that I got into at one point was, well, law of attraction says that you attract everything. So I must have attracted my partner's death. Fuck that. That's not helpful. Like, like who made that up? Is that a thought I need to keep thinking? Like, even if on some cosmic level there's some truth to that, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, that was not helpful. So again, I kind of dropped that thought. No more extra layer of suffering. Less personal. So I don't know what you hear there, Charlene, but I can hear such wisdom in your ability to realize that it's not personal and it's working out on some level in a way that I know you'll end up serving others with beautifully.
Thank you. I mean, I don't, this might sound like a strange thing to say, but I don't have faith that things will work out. Not because I feel negative about the future, but because I'm not attached to any outcomes of it working out or not working out. All I'm trying to do is stabilize myself in the midst of all of this.
Yeah, good.
Because what's been happening over the last 6 months is a lot for anyone.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to, and the most stabilizing thing is that this is not about my worth.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with my value.
Yeah.
And being able to accept things rather than even trying to get them to work out. I mean, it's worked out. It may not feel the most positive thing, but it's worked its way out. And this is the result. So thank you
very
for
wise. Yeah. That's very, very wise. Everything you just said, listen back to that when you get the recording. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you everyone for today. I've really appreciated your sharing and the fact that you're here and the fact that you are able to hold space for each other. You know, it seems to me that as this coaching clinic comes along monthly, people are able to show up and be themselves and be open to hearing something fresh. And I love that about you all. I do want to let you know that I have a wonderful new opportunity just around the corner for those of you that might be interested. A new season of our mastermind, our small group mastermind, will commence on June 11th. And that is a 3-month mastermind for those of you that want to focus on growing your thriving coaching business. I will just put the link here. And if that appeals to you, the good news is for booking within the next 7 days, you'll also receive a complimentary Get My Eyes on Your Business coaching session. You can also use that session for something in your life if you don't want to use it around your business. But this particular mastermind has run a few times. Some of you have already been in it. And so the doors reopen on the 11th of June. And I'd love to see you there if you'd like help in this format. And get in touch, gracefulcoaching@gmail.com, if you want to talk to me about it or if you have any questions. So I'm sending you all lots of love. Don't forget the next coaching clinic is Tuesday, the 3rd of June. So I'll see you very soon, just about 2 weeks' time. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.